Good day, everyone, and welcome back to Hearts of Iron, episode 3 in our series on defending France against the impending storm. When we left off in our last episode, we just started looking at our aircraft that were deployed in Brittany, and we were going to spread them out in a defensive formation for France. My plan will be to divide the fighters up into groups of 20, and we're going to use 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 air bases. Actually, we might not use that one. We might use this one here, but we're going to use 5, and then we're going to use this air base down here for our naval bombers into the Western Mediterranean Sea. And the reason why we're doing the Western Med as opposed to the Tyrrhenian Sea, is that we're using them defensively to defend our ports here against attack by the Italians. This will be how we start. If later on it turns out that we can be offensive, then we will look into doing that. But that's what we're going to do for the moment. And then also we're going to press the wrong button. You know what? It's just wonderful when the overall commander of your army is incompetent enough to keep pressing the wrong button. But be that as it may. And then we're going to go ahead, because it's getting to the end of 36, and we're going to start building fortifications along our unfortified frontiers and get ourselves ready. So in this particular episode, I'm going to be doing a lot of editing because, frankly, there's not all that much to do before the excitement comes. So keep an eye on the time frame up here. I will come out of edit, or we will have cuts as we go along, so that we're not just sitting here watching the grass grow. Now, admittedly, there are some people who just love doing that sort of stuff, but I can't imagine that you've come onto YouTube just to do. Okay. I'm going to cut my bonus this year. If I press that button one more time, I'm going to get very annoyed with myself. Anyway, so that's what we're going to do. There'll be lots of editing so that hopefully only events will show up, and we'll keep the pace brisk and moving along very nicely. So, without further ado, in we go. Now, at this point, we're coming up to the close of 1936, and I don't think it's an appropriate time to commence building our defensive wall along our exposed border. So the front to Belgium and the front to Italy are our areas of concern. Now, there are national focuses that we're going to use to build forts on these lines for us, as well as building them here. And the reason why we're building as well as going for the national focus is the national focus will only give us, I'm pretty sure it's 2 per, I call them hexes, but 2 per hex. And we really want to be looking to getting up towards 5 for a fortification line, because that gives us pretty good defense. So that's what we're aiming for in that by building our own. Now, we're also, while we're doing this, going to continue to build the military factories. And the plan will be that up here, once these 2 are finished building, we'll always have a military factory being built at the top, and the forts will be the second entry. That's the plan anyway. So we shall go along with that and see how we go. Most workers have now realized that their unreasonable demands will not be met. Their children go hungry, and even though Parti Communiste Français are urging them to continue the strike, they do not possess the resources to continue. With each passing day, workers are caving and returning to the factories. Our industry will be back to full capacity, and it is unlikely we will have strikes anytime soon. Finally, we can compete again. Well done, everyone. Okay, industrial expansion is completed. I think we should now go for the military factories. All right, all our research has just been done, and we need to continue with research. Right, so what's important to us now is industry and factories. Now, there is on the internet a fairly strong argument between concentrated versus dispersed. And if you look at the stats for what you get, the 1 or the 2 actually that really sway me towards dispersed is the production efficiency retention and the production efficiency base. To me, when you change your production line, say you research a new fighter aircraft and you want to deploy that into your factories, that saving of the efficiency, retention and base is I think it's very important. So even if I don't think I need it, I tend to go for dispersed industry. So that's just that. Now, we need to find things that are going to be beneficial. Oh, actually, there is something immediately that we need. We need new fighters. Categorically, we need new fighters. And I think we could do with some updated artillery as well. Frankly. Okay, very good. All right. Moving along. The sounds of artillery fire in the distance. Okay, military factories have been researched, and next will be the extra research slot, which we can use. And just go back there for a second. And then once we've researched this extra research slot, we'll move straight over here to the fortification focus, and then we'll go down this here, this line here, until we get down to army reform. There you are. That's what we're going to do. Now, it's time to put our second run of forts in. Again, we are looking for close on 5 or a level of 5 for the forts in this area. And making sure we don't leave anybody out. Actually, I don't think that one counts. No, it doesn't count. That was a one we didn't have to build. But okay. Okay. Okay, we now have an extra research slot. Very good, everybody. Now let's go up here and reduce the cost of infantry equipment first. And let's see what we've got going on down here. We're still building in 36, even though we're in 37. We are getting the new fighter. We are way behind in. You know what? Let's go down this path. Even though it takes a long time, it's still something worthwhile getting. Forward, I say. Right. Artillery is done. Soft attack plus 10, excellent. I feel, given our manpower, that this is the one we want next, the field hospital. So we're going to do the field hospital. Now that should put our units in a fairly good position. The German passenger airship Hindenburg was destroyed today while attempting to dock at the Lakehurst Naval Air Station in the United States. For reasons not yet determined, the airship was engulfed in flames and crashed to the ground, claiming 35 lives. Due to the scarcity and expense of helium and the US ban on exporting it, the Hindenburg, like all German passenger airships, was ultimately engineered to use hydrogen, which provides greater lift but is also flammable. With public faith shaken by this disaster and the rise of much faster passenger aircraft, this could spell the end of the era of airships. Oh, the humanity. Indeed. Levee en masse. Very good, everyone. Chugging along here very nicely. Construction speed plus 10. Mm-hmm. We have our fighter. Yay, the fighter. This is extremely good. Ooh, and we've also got dispersed industry. Also good. Right, well, while we're here, we've got the fighter. We are up to the HOI4 FRA-03. We don't need strategic bombers at the minute. Where are we? We're in 37. We're doing the hospital, that's good. Tanks are up in 39. We've done the interwar artillery. We are researching the grand battle plan. Navy is definitely a back burner exercise at the moment, which brings us down to here. Cool. We're going radio, and we are going 37. You know what? We're going production efficiency cut plus 10%. That's definitely what we're going. All right, let's go, everybody. $9,000. Okay. Ooh, okay. Did we not update the fighter? I feel that we should have updated the fighter. We're not making fighters. Well, that's why we didn't update it. We're going to fix that right away. Right away? Right away. We sure want new fighters. All right. Just so that everyone's aware, this first line here has been modified for a modern audience. So I'm going to use the old-fashioned word that she would have been called when she disappeared in the first line. The famous aviatrix, Amelia Earhart, the first woman to complete a solo flight across the Atlantic, has disappeared, along with her navigator, Fred Noonan, near Howland Island in the middle of the Pacific Ocean. The two were attempting a flight around the entire world in their twin-engine Lockheed Electra plane when they vanished. A search for the missing aviators is now being conducted by the US Navy and Coast Guard, but there is little hope of finding them. A loss for aviation. And a wonderful aviatrix she was. Uncertainty has long reigned in the Soviet Union. While details are scarce, there has been a series of secret trials on the highest level. At the highest level? And both generals and ministers have disappeared from the public eye. The natural assumption is that some great conspiracy has been uncovered within the Communist Party. But no official statement has been made. In addition, the diplomatic reports we have access to indicate that evidence presented at these trials has been far from indisputable. Whatever has been happening, the structure of the Soviet High Command has changed irrevocably. The Soviet command has suffered greatly, and one can only imagine at the joy that the Third Reich must be feeling at this. Japan declared war on Shaanxi, and there will be many notifications popping up in just a minute about Shaanxi and the Chinese communists and other people responding to this. Japan declared war on China. Waiting for it. Any minute now. The press will begin banging out newspaper reports about all sorts of wonderful things. The Far East is exploding. Okay, let's not read all of this because this all comes at somewhat diplomatic kerfuffling. Let's summarize it. The war escalates. There'll be more soon. Any minute now. Guangxi clique joins the Chinese United Front. And of course, you can just imagine that all the people from the Guangxi clique look like these guys right here. I think not, perhaps. Anyway. Yep. Chinese United Front. Yes. Any more? Any more for any more? Because you know what the press are like, right? I mean, like, rumours, drama. Here are a couple of names who we should all remember. Chiang Kai-shek and Mao Zedong have issued a joint announcement declaring that they have set aside their differences in the face of Japanese attack. That, unfortunately, did not survive long after World War II, and I suspect even during World War II it was a bit dodgy at the best of times. But, as I like to say, what would I know? Okay, I wonder if there's any more. There might be some more. There may be some more. Let's just pop up to all ahead 2/3 and see how we go. Whoop. My goodness. They're all forming up and something's escalating apparently. This all seems such a long way from the Ile-de-France. What's that? Oh, come back. What's happening here? Very good. Okay, let's just go up here and check. Yes, we're at 2. Very good. Boys, I hate to point this out to you. Oh, the Marco Polo Bridge incident. Let's just read this one. The Marco Polo Bridge incident. Japanese and Chinese forces have skirmished inconclusively over the strategic Marco Polo Bridge, located just southwest of Beijing. China has rejected Japan's claims for an apology and territorial concession, claiming instead that the breaking point of Japanese aggression has been reached. Diplomats fear that the volatile situation could result in war at any time. They were right. Interesting times indeed. Now, our brothers in arms in Belgium, you are seriously looking the wrong way. You need to turn around. It's over here. Just saying, it's over this way. Maybe northeast of you. This may have been some of the problem right there. But anyway, we're powering on. We're getting ready. Aha! The fortification focus has finished, and now our force will take 10% less time to build. Very good. It's August 37. Army experience +5. You know what? If I get that, I can add engineers to the standing army, which I want to do. So let's do that. Engineers, vitally important. Improve our entrenchment, and also, basically makes us more defensive. But while we're here, how are you doing? No, you're all up to speed now. So we'll do all the big ones first. How are you doing? You're shocking. All right, you're coming up next. Very good. All right, away we go. Yay, build hospitals. Who doesn't like... Ooh, and improve machine tools as well. And radio. Wow. All right, we've got some stuff to do here. Whoa, and grand battery as well. Okay, let's slow that down. Construction speed is a huge benefit to us, as is factory output 10%. Ooh, 37. No, yes. We're waiting for that. 39. Oh, look at that. No, I'm not going to do it ahead of time. What have we got here? No, we're not doing anything there. We could. Fighter detection plus, no. This one is actual interception mission efficiency, ace generation chance, ground support, just fighter detection. Yeah, it's pretty good. We need. Yeah, we do. And then we come over to here and we need radar. Okay, so we get the ground battery. Now we get Alpine ports. Sure, very good. That will help the Italian border. Infantry equipment is now positive. Speaking to the Italian populations along the Dalmatian coast, Benito Mussolini has announced that Italy fully considers Italian-speaking territory in Yugoslavia to be a rightful part of Italy. An official statement backed up the claims, making it clear that Italy is prepared to take the territory by force if need be. They are upsetting the already fragile balance in the region. Okay, the Colonial Brigade, in terms of manpower, is 6,000. The division is 9,300. We can get 2 brigades. Well, we can't get 2 brigades, but we get close to 2 brigades for a division. And at this point, I think that's where we're headed with this. So I'm going to go down to Bordeaux and one at a time, I think, but we'll build 2 of them. Ooh, Alpine forts, yay! We have begun work on improving the fortifications of the Alpine line. When these new defences are finished, the Italians would have to be mad to cross the border. Mad they may well be. Mad they just may well be. Right. That's that. Now we're going to get Army Experience +5 and a research bonus for heavy tank model. Now, let's just go and check things out here. Going well. And here, yeah, okay, that's pretty good. All right, very good. All right, pressing on. The Anschluss of Austria. After a successful coup d'etat by the local Nazi party in Vienna, German troops have crossed the Austrian border and taken control of the country. No fighting has been reported, and the German soldiers were greeted by cheering crowds in the cities. In a speech before a massive crowd at the Heldenplatz in Vienna, Hitler announced the Anschluss of Austria, annexing the country into Germany. The oldest eastern province of the German people shall be, from this point on, the newest bastion of the German Reich. Radio detection, very good. Oh, and force rotation. All right, slow down for a second here. We're going to add a unit. See how you like them. 1938. We're going straight up here to infantry. Land doctrine is being researched. Air doctrine is got that. Interception mission and ace generation. I think we're going to do that. Available planes in reserve. Let's just have a quick look here and see what we've got. interwar fighters, tactical bombers, and interwar bombers, and naval bombers. Interwar bombers. Let's bring you out into the open, young man, because I want to see whether they stop making you once you're deployed. And I am going to... I'm going to reassign you to there. And I'm going to get you to bomb things. There. I think. Let's see how that pans out. Come on. Make go fast now. No, it's not there yet. Transferring to Brittany, southern France. Yep, all good. Didn't I transfer you? Or did the last order take precedence over that? That's better. That's impressive. We have our +5 army experience now. We need to slow this down when we come out of here. And we're going to extend the Maginot Line. And this gives us that extra layer of defense from Belgium. Right. Now, we are going to modify the colonial brigades because they're what we're building. And we are going to give you guys an engineer for 10. Okay. And then we're going to come up here and have a look. Support equipment not doing too well, but you know what? I'm even going to go one step further. And I'm going to give the... Oh, I wish I knew which one of these we had the most of. Tell you what, let's go and find out by giving you that one. And we'll just go here and have a look. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 3, 4. I suspect there aren't that many, although it is particularly difficult to tell from this. Army mesh. Actually, maybe that would be a better way of looking. Yeah. The Belgium army's got that. The Maginot's got that. The Italian border's got them. Right. I'm going to go with these guys. So you are standard infantry division. Division d'Infanterie. And you are going to get engineer companies and you are going to get artillery. And that's it. So Belgium and other people now have entrenchment bonuses. Well done, everyone. 1938. Ooh, well, the Treaty of Barcelona. Nationalist Spain took 7 states. So we now have a fascist power down in our southern flank. With the surrender of the last Republican stronghold, the Spanish Civil War has come to an end. The nationalists stand victorious, and a new era has begun for Spain. The war-torn country has suffered greatly in the fighting, and there is much rebuilding to be done. An interesting development. Indeed it is. An interesting development because Shaanxi joined the right. Okay. Hang on. Pause that. Stop that. An interesting development because, and train you, because we now have the possibility of fighting on 3 fronts. But I am reasonably sure that that is not going to be an issue in the early part of the game. But nonetheless, the possibility exists that these people down here will decide to cross the Pyrenees and cause us grief. So we need to be a little mindful of that going forward. Right, let's go and extract more resources, please. Yep. And yes, we are low on manpower. Wow, we really are low on manpower. Very sad. Very sad. Okay, well, there's not terribly much we can do about it. Just for the minute. Let's go. Ooh. Very good. Plans for the extension of the Maginot Line all the way to the English Channel have been finished. The construction orders placed. The Belgians have lodged an official protest after seeing our preparations from across the border, but work continues. Again, gentlemen, may I suggest that you are facing the wrong way. Right. Okay, army reform. Which I can't do because I have the disjointed thing, whatever that is. Right. Government reform. Okay, here we go. Mutually exclusive with the revised Versailles. 2 research bonus points for land doctor. What? Wow. No, I don't think we're going to do that. I think we're going to go to support the status quo. And then I think we'll have to go with Britain. And then down this one. Strengthen the government. Defensive stratagems. I'm going to do this. Ooh, okay. So if we look over here, we have 6. And if we come down here, somewhere, we have 4. Oh, because we haven't finished. Right. We haven't finished. 5. Yep, we haven't finished. So 5 there and 6 on Belgium. And 5 there. And 5 there. Yeah, okay. I can get on board with this. Whoa, hold on. We want to find out about this. Definitely we do. Message from the United Kingdom. Changes their diplomatic status with us. Guarantee independence. Okay. That's very nice of them. I suspect, though, we're not going to rely on them as much as we were... What are you? You need training again. Yep. Okay, let's go through all of these. We need to make sure everyone is up to scratch for what's coming, because it's not going to be pleasant when it gets here. I'm okay with you. I'm not okay with you. We're going to do you anyway. And I think we better do you as well. Yep. Why not? Come on. Okay. 288,000. Holy dolly. All right, well, we can't build anymore because we don't have any manpower. Ability, war support. Oh, man. Daily command power gain, minus 52%. Holy dolly. Okay, well, it's 1938, so time is a-ticking. We get the last of these forts in, and that's it. We're pretty much done. Yep. 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 That's it. Artillery. We've got weapons. Yep. German Reich is justifying against us. It's looking serious. Well, ladies and gentlemen, I think we're getting close to the end of this episode. We're in August 1938, and the German Reich is justifying against us. The storm clouds of war are gathering on the horizon. And once we have finished building this little fort here in Savoy, which will be down here, we will have completed our extension of the Maginot Line across Belgium and down the Alps bordering Italy. And we are possibly as ready as we're going to be. Is that prepared enough? I don't know. It's looking a bit shaky, and my confidence levels are not high, I have to tell you. But it's going to be what it's going to be. So these guys over here should take Czechoslovakia and Poland before they come over this way. But again, you know, they don't have to. They can turn up when they like. And as you can see from the exercising that we're doing, we are going to keep our troops up to strength and preparedness as much as we can. We've deployed our Air Force. Everything is in readiness to go. And so are we. We have built some new regiments. Now, we did build colonial brigades, which, if I can just nip in here for a second, colonial brigades have 6 infantry, and we've added a engineering company to them. The reason why, pretty straightforward, we have very little to no manpower. And I've built 3 divisions already. This will be the 4th division. And I think we're just about at the end of building divisions because we've got no manpower left. And we need at least, I would think, 200,000 for reinforcement when the brigades and the divisions start getting into combat, which is going to be pretty fierce. Because if you look over here on the Maginot Line, armoured units, infantry units, and infantry with artillery, engineers, and recon. Plenty of armour, plenty of infantry, and down here, not as much, but, you know, reasonable numbers. 3, 4, 5, 6. 2-to-1 odds. 8-to-1 odds. It's looking a bit dodgy. So how it's all going to go, I'm not sure. It could be, as I said in our first video, quite a short episode or series on the defence of France. So it's going to be fun. Our fort has been built, so I think it's time to call this episode an episode. And I thank you very much for joining me. And if you have enjoyed the episode, please press the like button down below. Hang on. Actually, let's do this before we go. Very quickly. Because fighter baiting is good. Oh, fighter baiting. We probably want to be more over here, I would think. Yeah. Or actually, we want to be down here. 38. You definitely want to be down. Okay. So, where was I before running a country so rudely interrupted me? That's what I was doing. I was saying goodbye to the lovely boys and girls who've been watching Hearts of Iron 4. So thank you very much for joining me. I think we went through if you like the whole episode thing, press buttons that record things and whatever. And there's also a bell that you can press for notification when new things come out. So you should possibly look into doing that. And if you feel so inclined, I would thank you very much for subscribing. So until next time, I wish you well, and bye for now.